The headlines. Anambra government to partner Chartered Institutes of Personnel Management on retraining programs for workers. Anambra Acting Chief Judge Onwamebu commences jail delivery exercise tomorrow. Anambra residents urged to carry out civic responsibilities to support development. Good morning and welcome to the Breakfast News on ABS Television. My name is Priska Wampo, and now the news in detail. The Anambra State Government is to partner the Chartered Institutes of Personnel Management (CIPM) to train the administrative staff of government. The State Head of Service, Barrister Harry Udu, during a courtesy call by a delegation from the Anambra State chapter of the institute in his office at Chief Jerome Udoji's Secretariat Complex, Oka. Details and more on the story from our studio.
So they reiterated the importance of continuous training of staff within the civil service as the most effective way of ensuring quality service delivery and proficiency within the service structure. He charged the group to remain consistent in its policies and activities to achieve their set goals, and assured them of his willingness to always support whatever will lead to the development of personnel and service delivery within the state civil service, urging them to ensure that the cost of training and membership remain very minimal so that the government staff can benefit. Earlier, the chairman of the institute, Mr. Michael Moore, said the visit was to familiarize with the civil service of the state so as to seek ways to bring on board administrative staff as members of the group. Mr. Moore enumerated the benefits of being a member of the professional while calling on every eligible person to avail themselves the opportunity to receive this professional training. In her remarks, the head of Establishment Department, Office of the Head of Service, Mrs. Pamela Ikenna, thanked the delegation for extending hand of collaboration to the state civil service.
Chief Judge of Anambra State, Justice Ijem Onwamebu, will on Monday next week commence jail delivery exercise. A release signed by the Chief Registrar of Special Duties, A.C. Peters, for the Chief Registrar, said that the jail delivery is an exercise of the powers vested in her. According to the release, the jail delivery exercise will commence with Onitsha prisons on Monday, the 15th of July, while Nnewi will be on Tuesday, the 16th of July, and Agwata on Thursday, 18th of July, as Oka is built for Friday, 19th of July, 2019. The release invites legal practitioners and the public to the event, which will take place at 10 o'clock in the morning of each day. The Anambra State Ministry of Environment has officially flagged off Operation Dobe Anambra Ocha Roadshow. Chibuzo Okoye filed on this report taken from our studios.
The exercise, which kicked off in Oka, took officials of the Ministry of Environment, members of the Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra, officials of the Anambra State Waste Management Authority, and the Anambra Traffic Management Agency to various parts of Oka, such as Ifite Unizik, Agwoka Junction, Ameni, Ekoka, Amobia Lodge, Ekenibo, Amobia Bypass, Unizik Junction, among others, where they sensitized in the Anambra on the need to keep their environment clean. Speaking on the idea behind the roadshow, the State Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Obiwanho, said that the ministry wants to take the issue of environmental cleanliness to the doorsteps of the Anambra, their offices, schools, towns, as well as markets to ensure that Anambra State remains not just the safest state in Nigeria, but also the neatest state in the country. Mr. Nwankwoku said that they will use the roadshow sensitization to answer questions from the public, revealed that they will equally share information concerning the state's environmental laws during the campaign, and warned that at the end of the exercise, the ministry will prosecute environmental defaulters as they have 4 courts strictly designated to punish offenders.
Our roadshow today is to promote the slogan, the Anambra Ocha, to sensitize in the Anambra. And when you know, or try to fight, or say, hey, let's consider the Anambra Ocha, or the Anuche.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Dr. Emmanuel Okafo, noted that the road show, which kicked off in Awka, will also be done in Onitsha, Nnewi, Ekwulobia, Otuocha, and other major cities of the state, and appealed to Anambra to imbibe the habit of keeping the environment clean for a healthy living.
I want to make sure that everybody in Anambra State understands that it is their duty to keep their surroundings clean and stop dumping refugees inside gutters and blocking drainages.
Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Environment, Mrs. Njideko Redum, described the exercise as a wonderful initiative by the Ministry of Environment and commended Governor Willie Obiano for his supportive role towards the actualization of the project. According to the General Manager, Anambra State Waste Management Authority, Mrs. Loretta Chinelubi, the road show will help to enhance the speed at which they discharge their duties and called on Anambra to help in making their job easier by adhering to environmental laws of the state. Mr. Moses Okolie from Ajale, who resides in Kenya, applauded the Anambra State government for giving priority to a cleaner environment. The general public are advised to call 090-125-00200 or 070-569-22207 for questions and inquiries. In Awka, this is Chibuzo Okoye for ABS News.
The Bishop on the Niger, Right Reverend Owen Nwokolo, has ordained 30 deacons to join in the pastoral work of the diocese. The Trinity ordination, which took place at the Basilica of St. Andrews, Onitsha, attracted personalities from all walks of life, including the clergy, traditional rulers, government officials, among others. Correspondent Ogochukwu Oranu was there and brought back this report.
The ordinants who dressed in black robe were presented to the church by examining chaplains who attested to their merit for the office of a deacon. The ordinants made declarations and took oaths of canonical obedience, submission and allegiance to Christ, after which they signed the declaration and oaths administered to them by the Chancellor of the Diocese, Sir Nnamdi Ibewu-San. In his speech, the retired Bishop of Diocese on the Niger, Bishop Kensandi Okeke, reminded the ordinants of their duties of caring for the poor, needy and the sick, as well as to assist the priests under whom they serve. Bishop Nwokolo, after the examination, ordained the 30 deacons amidst jubilation from the congregation.
Receive the Holy Spirit for the office and work of the deacon in the Church of God, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Earlier in a sermon titled, Called to Rescue the Perishing, Venerable Ikechukwu Ihetuge spoke on the need ordained to work towards rescuing people who have gone astray through evangelization and good deeds.
The work of intervention by rescue missionaries is what the church has been called to do in God's world. The church is said to be the conscience of the society. The church is said to be the voice of the voiceless. How far have we fared in this divine assignment?
Vesting of the new deacons, special thanksgiving, and the litany for the ordination added to the spiritual temple of the service. From the Basilica of St. Andrews, Onitsha, Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
About 500 persons living with ailments at Mpo, Idemili North local government area have received free medication from Anambra Irish Professionals Association, Ireland. The free medical outreach, which held at Mpo Civic Center, is aligned with the think-home philosophy of Governor Willie Obiano. Correspondent Chukwemeka Modelim was there and brought back this report.
Including old men, women, and youths, were examined and given drugs for their ailments by the medical team of the association. Those who are visually impaired were given eyeglasses, while patients without legs and those who could not walk very well were given wheelchairs and Zimmer frames. Speaking to the ABS, the chairman, Anambra Irish Professionals Association, Ireland, Sir Paul Uzo, explained that the gesture is their own way of alleviating the plight of the less privileged in the society and to contribute to the development of Anambra State in line with Governor Willie Obiano's think-home philosophy.
And we did general medication, people, malaria, diabetes, a lot of all aspects of medical. We are not doing surgery. Some of the patients that have critical, we refer them to hospitals.
On his part, the President General Mpo Development Union, Mr. Godwin Amadike, who was excited by the philanthropic gesture of the association, thanked them for giving his people free Medicare.
It's a very good development they brought to the community. It's a wonderful treatment and care. I'm very excited. We are very happy about it.
The clerk, Anambra State House of Assembly, Mr. Pius Udo, who is an indigene of the community, described the free Medicare as a big relief to the beneficiaries given the economic hardship in Nigeria. Mr. Udo called on other associations in the diaspora to emulate the Anambra Irish professionals in the interest of the state. Some of the beneficiaries, Mr. Gilbert Okoye and Mrs. Chinasa Okonkwo, heaved a sigh of relief with the free medication offered to them. From Mpo, Chukwuemeka Modelem, ABS News.
Residents of the state have been urged to key into Governor Willie Obiano's revolution in the internally generated revenue platform. Speaking to journalists in Oka, the chairman of Willie Obiano Support Group, Chief Jude Emecheta, said this would enable the government to generate the necessary revenue to sustain overall development of the state. Paul Ezekiel has the details.
Emecheta noted that wide revenue net would encourage the people to discharge their civic responsibilities and contribute towards repositioning the state as a sustaining taper of development. He explained that prompt payment of taxes, levies, and dues would enable the state maintain strong financial base that would effectively complement the state's share of federal allocation, and expressed satisfaction that the state government has taken necessary measures to discourage diversion of government revenue in any form. Chief Emecheta urged members of the State House of Assembly to enact quality laws and carry out effective oversight functions while avoiding any act that would bring confrontation and conflict with other arms of government. He stressed the need for members of ABGA to uphold unity and spirit of brotherhood to consolidate on successes recorded so far as the third largest party in the country, and cautioned against inflammatory statements and mudslinging on social media.
We should put energy on where that will benefit the state. And that is, legislators, do your job, do your oversight functions. Let it be corrective. Let it not be punitive. Let it not be let's feel and go.
Also speaking, a community leader, Chief Jeff Obiezwe, urged Indibo to embrace ABGA as a political platform that would enable them achieve their socio-political agenda. Chief Obiezwe asked members of the national and state assemblies to strive towards quality representation to justify the confidence reposed in them. In Oka, Paul Ezoke, ABS News.
It is at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website at www.absradiotv.com. And now to end the news, here is a major recap of the main points. Anambra government to partner Chartered Institute of Personnel Management on retraining programs for workers. Acting Chief Judge of Anambra State, George Onwamebu, commences jail delivery exercise tomorrow. And finally, Anambra residents have been urged to carry out civic responsibilities to support the development of the state. And that's the end of the news as edited by Paul Ezoke and the production team. My name is Priska Wangwon. Many thanks for listening. Good morning.